We are really raw dogging life. I need some birth control, I need an IUD, I need a condom, I need something. I've been a bit of a rut, but let's call it what it is. It's a depressive episode. But the thing is, an episode implies something short. There's nothing short about this. This feels like this has been my entire life. Honestly, I'm not even looking to be happy. It's like when people date, okay? Bars on hell. I'm really not asking for much. I'm not asking to spit out rainbows. I'm not asking to, ride a unicorn to work every day. I just want to feel neutral. I just want to feel fine. I want to stop having mental breakdowns. I want to stop crying. I want to stop wanting to, jump off a building, essentially. And you may be thinking, oh, you need mental health. And I do recommend that if you have the resources to go seek help, go do it. Do it. Highly recommend. Like if you don't have the financial resources to do that, or maybe you want to see what you can do like right now immediately, because a lot of times, therapists are like booked out for weeks. So I'm trying to see what I can do personally in the meantime to kind of get things back to zero. We're in mental health debt, but we got this. Or maybe we don't got this. I mean, you're watching this video, so maybe we don't got this. Maybe we're just two mentally unwell people enabling each other. Who knows? So getting out of a rut. What's the vibe? What's the plan? Well, first of all, structure. The thing is, I don't like when people tell me what to do. That includes myself. Like me telling myself, okay, do this, and this. I already don't want to do it. Why are you bossing me around? Why are you already like making me do things I don't want to do? Who do you think you are? I'm me, but who do you think you are? The key thing is discipline. I go based off of vibes, right? And unfortunately, my vibes are usually just not feeling good and not feeling like I want to do anything. So I just don't. We need to change that. We need to get disciplined. You know what's not going to get me to Mexico? You know what's not going to get me to frigging Australia? Vibes. I'm gonna get to the airport and they're gonna be like, okay, where's your ticket? I'm gonna be like, vibes. What do you mean my ticket? This is my ticket. So I need to do things to make money. Like I said, I want to do UGC because I have a background in social media and editing and marketing and stuff. So I should be able to at least try. We gotta at least try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Oh well, womp womp, so sad. I don't care. I can't bring myself to care. You know what I care about? Money. I can't care about the in-between. Well, I do. Otherwise, I would have had a job right now, right? I think it would be nice to try to make a morning routine. I think getting together a morning routine and waking up at the same time every day would be quite beneficial. I don't know if I'm a night owl. It's not that I necessarily like staying up late, but I don't like waking up early. Maybe an afternoon person, but then again, I want to nap in the afternoon. Maybe I'm just depressed. I don't know. Morning routines. What do people do? I don't know, actually. People work out, I guess. I know it's going to be good for me. It's just not something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy the aftermath of it and I enjoy the results, but I don't actually like working out. Some people do. They're like, wow, I feel so strong. I don't know. No. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. It's like drinking. It's like, I'm not here because I like the taste of vodka or tequila. I'm here because I'm trying to get turned. I'm trying to get lit. But obviously that's not how life works. So you gotta dress it up. You're just drinking a nice, delicious drink. Like delicious, you can't taste the alcohol and you're sipping on juice, and then it's dangerous because you're 4 drinks in and you're like, wait, I forgot this had alcohol in it. Why am I twerking on the dance floor? Weird. That's what we need to do. We need to dress it up in ways. I don't know how though. When I'm working out, I watch TV, which is helpful and it's nice. I think I just have to do it. I used to go to Zumba classes, which was fun because I was too embarrassed to leave the class. So I was kind of forced to just stay in the class because of my anxiety. Life hack, if you have anxiety and you want to work out, take a class, because then you're going to feel too anxious to want to leave midway through and you're going to stay there until the end and finish your workout. Love is Wine. Season 6 just came out. I also want to get some hobbies. Reading used to be one of my hobbies, one of my loves. It was one of those things where I just have to force myself to do it, and then once I'm doing it, it's fine. I mean, I feel like that's with a lot of things in life, but wow, someone finally understands how life works. Wow. Oh my god, I just noticed how horrible my posture was. And I'm literally looking at myself. I was just so caught up in my own life that I didn't even realize that I was just slumped. Oh, I'm a model. Ooh. Like I was saying, I've just been bedridden essentially. And I'm not saying that I was happy in another place. I'm not gonna be one of those people who said, oh, if only I could just go to another country, then I'll be happy. Like I said, if I had money, I'd be happier. I do recognize that there's some issues that will just follow you no matter what, and that's where you got to do the deep work. But if I don't have the energy to make money, then I'm looking crazy. That's why I've been looking crazy for the past 2 months. I arrived on December 13th or something like that, and I've just been here wallowing away, looking crazy. I think I made a total of $600 or something in the past 2 months, which I mean, hey, pat on the back. At least you did something, babes. What is that gonna get me in this economy? A yogurt? A latte from a cafe? Like, be so for real. I miss old YouTube where people just dilly-dallied and frolic, and people just don't do that anymore. Like, what happened to old YouTube? I just want to see you doing nothing, and that's it. Like, I love it when people just vlog and they don't do anything. It makes my day. Travel vlogs and people who don't do anything, and packing vlogs and moving vlogs, those are my favorite type of vlogs. If you do all four of those, I'm in love with you. I'm literally stalking your account, refreshing your page every single day. And it's so funny because so many of them will say, oh, like, who would ever want to watch me just like make a coffee me? So I thought, why not do it for myself? I always thought that I was gonna wait until I had, you know, some hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and TikTok to like start a YouTube, because I'm like, oh, no one else is gonna care at that point. But I said, no, I decided yesterday that I'm just gonna do it today. I'm just gonna start posting every single day. I'm gonna treat this like Vlogmas, essentially. I'm like 2 months late. Welcome to Vlogmas, everyone. It's February, but here we are. Oh, girl, you know what I want so bad. I want free clothes. Please, please, please. I want cute clothes. I have no clothes. I literally only have a backpack worth of clothes because I went to Europe. I donated 12 bags of clothes. I had no clothes, and I only carried a carry-on for 3 months around Europe. And I lost half of those clothes, mind you. So I only have a backpack worth of clothes. They're all raggedy because they like went through the ringer on freaking Ryanair and whatever. Just because, like, I'm, like, traveling cheap. So, obviously, you know, I'm like, ah. Yeah, I need completely new clothes. Oh, it's so bad. Like, I have, like, 3 bras. Like, what? Girl, what? Are you okay? Blink twice if you need help. I'm trying to challenge myself to post every single day on YouTube. That's probably not going to happen. The thing is, I have commitment issues. I thought that only applied to my dating life, but apparently it applies to hobbies as well. That's why I can never finish anything. I always start a new hobby. I'm, like, so excited. I'm so interested. And then tell me why a week later, I don't know if it's perfectionism. I don't know if there's definitely something wrong up here. I also think that when it comes to being in a rut and stuff, it's hard to kind of take myself seriously because, like, if you look and see what's going on in the world, it's like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I have so much privilege. Like, why am I, you know, not being able to, like, leave my apartment? Why am I not being able to go after my dreams? I don't know. It just feels... Because imagine if Elon Musk like was crying over like spilling his Starbucks drink. Like, I would laugh in his face. I'd be like, what are you doing? You look like an idiot. That's what I would say. Granted, we don't drink Starbucks anymore, but like, that's how I feel essentially. Like, there are people, you know, think about what's going on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because like, but like what's going on in Palestine, like, I can't even imagine. Like, that's just horrible. And it's just so weird how we can watch movies like The Hunger Games and like A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and we can look at that and be like, oh, that sucks, boo, blah, blah, blah. But then when things are actually going on in the world, there's silence. Like, there's nothing. How are you going to feel so strongly about a fictional world, but then when things are going on in the real world, even worse, it's like, oh, well, I guess some people just don't care. Or I guess it's kind of like when you see like a really sad video on YouTube, like of a dog or a cat or like someone dying, and then you're like, man, that's sad. And then they ask you to donate, and you're like, man, that's sad. And then you just, like, go about your day. You, like, skip ad. I guess that's what it is for a lot of people, which is horrible. Because, like, we all know that if we were in their position, we would want people to help us. We would want people to talk about this. I don't know. I just feel like it's so easy for people to just, like, look at the numbers and just, like, forget that there's real people involved. Like, how would you feel if, like, this was your life? Oh, and then just, like, what's going on with the government? Like, I don't even want to know what's going on with the presidential election. Like... Even the president now is like a horrible person. How did we get here? Like, we could have just had happiness. And we chose this. I mean, we didn't choose this. But it's just crazy. And then I also saw a TikTok where it's saying, like, tigers are going to be extinct by, like, 2033 or something. And, like, so many other animals are going to be extinct in, like, a couple of years. Like, when you really think about what's going on in the world, it's like, oh, my God. And, like, obviously, elephant in the room. Like, I'm so privileged to just be able to, like, sit here and like talk about it from like an outside perspective. I mean, kind of back to the Hunger Games analogy, it's like if someone in the Capitol was like commentating, it was like Sejanus essentially. Like, if you've seen, what's it called, Songbird, a ballad of Songbirds. I've literally read the book and I love the movie. I don't know why I can't remember the title. It's like him basically. I don't have any answers if that's what you were looking for. I mean, just keep trying to do what you can, donating, educating yourself, actually having an opinion on the matter, because I feel like so many people are just like apolitical, which is a privilege in itself to just be able to be like, oh, I don't know that much about the situation. Well, because you don't care, like, you think it doesn't apply to you. It's just such a turn off to me when like people, especially like if you're in America, like how are you apolitical? Like you really have no opinion about anything that's going on in the world. I'm not saying you have to know every single thing about what's going on in the world, but like you really don't have an opinion on like the broad topics. Like you don't have an opinion about what's going on in Palestine right now. You don't have an opinion about like Black Lives Matter. You don't have an opinion on like student loan debt. You really just don't have an opinion about any of this. I mean, that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Like people will be vocal about certain issues and not other issues. And you know, I'm guilty of that too. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm talking about every single issue that's ever faced the planet of Earth. I don't know, but you just like know how like there's just like some people who just like they're just like not engaged. And I mean, you can make the argument where you're like doing it to protect your mental health and stuff, which I agree with to a certain extent, but you also like need to know what's going on. Like if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? Feeling very much like Sejanus right now. But so are a lot of people. Which, at least there are people who care. Yeah, the existentialism is real. Oh, don't even get me started on the freaking climate. Like, would it just be better to just be someone who just, like, didn't care? Like, I mean, that can never be me. But I'm just wondering if their lives are just easier. I mean, surely it must be easier. Like, you don't have the weight. Even if you don't look at, like, the social justice, political movements, you know, the genocides that are happening. If you don't even look at that part. If you just look at, you know, just day-to-day lives, like, what is going on? Obviously, if you, like, go down the rabbit hole, you're never gonna escape. Kind of just have to accept that this is what it is. I mean, I'm not talking about, like, the social and, like, political movements and the genocide. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more of, like, the day-to-day stuff, like technology and, like, all these other different things. I'm talking about more of that. See, this is why I could never date someone who was like just mentally just like checked out of these sort of topics. I'm not saying you have to be like super engaged and enthralled with them where you're like reading a newspaper every single day, like you're spending like hours upon hours every single day like looking into these topics and stuff. But if we can't just have like a genuine conversation about what's going on. If I'm basically monologuing and you're like, man, that's bad. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, and you like have nothing like intellectual to add to the conversation, then I'm just not interested. I don't know if intellectual is the right word though, because there's plenty of intellectual people who like just don't care about these sort of things. Humanitarian? That's something I'm a bit worried about. One of the places that I really want to live is Australia. I haven't been before, but it seems super nice and everything, but I just like hear that like people just like don't care. Like, people are very laid back, which is like great and nice in some elements, but in some elements it's not. Being like laid back about the genocide that's going on, you could make the argument like, well, it's not as bad as in America, like blah, blah, blah. But like you should know what's going on. On a more lighthearted version of that, I heard that applies to dating. Like a lot of people, or like even friends. Oh my god, I saw this TikTok and this girl, she was saying, okay, like why are people so laid back in Australia? Why are they so flaky? And so many comments were saying, even friends, like I'll make plans. I invited people over for a dinner, only one person showed up. What? Bro, the way I would just have a mental breakdown. I invited like 12 to 20 people to a dinner and like one person showed up. Or I think maybe even none of them showed up. Now, obviously, not every single person in Australia is going to be like that. Well, even my friend, she's Canadian. She's in Hawaii right now, and she was talking about how she's like getting hit on and stuff through traveling. She's like never really gotten like explicitly hit on, which is interesting. You know, Americans have their problems, but I do appreciate how Americans tend to be more outgoing. It doesn't just mean just hitting on people, being outwardly friendly. Because in a lot of places, people are just like so cold. If this is what's meant for me, it'll happen. Whatever will happen, whatever. That's the type of mentality I'm trying to have. Ooh, and there's another one that I really love. What I thought was fate was coincidence, and what I thought was coincidence was fate. Because so many times I'll look into things and think that they're a sign from the universe, and they're not, or they're like omens from the universe, because sometimes things are just like weird and you're like, oh my god, wow, that's so, maybe we're connected. No, you're not, babes. No, you're not. Leave that man alone. In an ideal world, or like whatever happens, I travel for a couple months, go to a bunch of different places, and then get an apartment somewhere, year lease. I don't want to be in America. I thought about New York. New York is fun, but New York, their prices are crazy, okay? But I thought about getting a working holiday visa. You know, maybe I should keep things hush-hush. It's a secret. But yeah, I thought about going to another country and living there for a bit. We're just gonna go based off of vibes and action. I'm kind of looking busted, but honestly, it's better to have you all have very low expectations of me so that the occasional time I feel like getting cute and looking okay, you'll be like, wow! Oh my god, I posted a freaking video on TikTok. There was like a 5% portion of the viewers who were like, and granted, I was filming this, you could tell I was getting ready for bed. I had like my sleep gown on, the eye mask was on my forehead, my hair was in braids, I was wearing glasses, no makeup. I thought that we were going to be using context clues, and you could tell that I was clearly getting ready for bed, okay? Just like right now, you know, obviously I'm not gonna pull up to the Grammys looking like this, Like, why are you calling me ugly? And also, why are you just gonna sit there and like someone's being vulnerable and be like, oh, the solution to your problem is just to not be ugly. And then so many people are like being so backhand about that. They're like, I'm not trying to be that person, but you are that person. Don't try to pretend like you're not doing exactly what you're doing. You are doing that. Stand on business and say what you mean and mean what you say. You just looked at me while I was clearly getting ready for bed and you're like, oh yeah, if she just like put effort in her appearance, she'd date people. Wow, and the sky is blue and the grass is green. Do you want a medal for your sleuthing, for your big brain energy? Do you want a medal? Do you want a chocolate chip cookie? Please tell me, what do you want? It's just stupidity. I'm glad that I don't take comments like that to heart, but I'm sure some of the people in my comments are taking those to heart, and now they're just thinking that they're like some ugly little rodent. Imagine if we were on a date right now. You would still choose me if I was a man, because y'all are going after the most mediocre, the bars in hell type men ever. Like, please stand on business. Like, would you let your female friend treat you the same way you're letting your boyfriend treat you? No, you wouldn't. Ooh, gotcha. Got you in 4K. Click, click, click. I actually saw this theory. Not even this theory. I saw this woman on TikTok. Not TikTok, Reddit. Wow. I just was completely lying to you this entire time. I saw this woman on Reddit, and she said that for her first date, she looks like okay, and the second date, she looks better, and then the third date, she looks the best ever, because she's like, well, if you start off on your best foot forward, you can only go downhill from there. Which, I mean, okay, yeah, sure, I guess that makes sense, and I guess that puts a lot of pressure on yourself to, make good first impressions. But I feel like just do whatever you want, like, whatever. Because why? You can't do the wrong thing with the right person, just like you can't do the wrong thing with the right person. I think I just repeated myself. I meant to say, you can't do the right thing with the wrong person. So many people, they keep trying to make things work with the wrong person, but it's never going to work because they're the wrong person. And I don't even know what your relationship status is. I'm talking to myself at this point. Like, we have no community, so I have no idea, like, who you are. But I will get to learn who you are. Oh, I sound like Joe from You. I don't want any of y'all saying, I've changed, when you see me a few months from now at a party hostel doing backflips off the bar. I don't want any of y'all saying, I remember when she just used to be a homebody. I'm not a homebody. These are just the circumstances. I am never at home when I have an apartment. Like, I'm there to sleep, and then that's it. Like, I've always been like this. I'm not a homebody. I would love to be a homebody, like, in the future when I get my own place, because I want to be like homey and cozy and stuff, but I'm just not like that. So don't get it twisted. Don't start saying I changed when the situation finally presents itself for me to go crazy, go stupid. Whenever I mentally store things, it gets lost. It's like going out into outer space. It's like letting a balloon go. You're never finding it ever again. Oh, I'm ashy. Like, look at my skin. Like, look how ashy I am. Ew, I look like crispy chicken. That's disgusting. Oh my god. I mean, I guess you know right now, it's avocado, chicken, Miraquip, bread.
Hello besties, I did not explain what was going on in the next clip, but I was watching YouTube videos to watch morning routines to figure out what habits they do that I can implement in my own life, and that's why I have the notebook later. I'm writing down ideas of what I can do, because sometimes I have thoughts and I'll go from A to C, and I have B in my mind, but I don't explicitly state B, and people are like, wait, how did you get there? Clarification.
I literally have not even made it a minute to this girl's video. I'm so sorry. But I just had a daydream. Oh my god, there's a guy and he like loves my YouTube channel. Not in the creepy, weird, like obsessive way, but in like, oh man, like she seems cool and like watches my videos and stuff and we're the same age. Him and his friends, okay, did a PowerPoint night of like their celebrity crushes and stuff, and I was on there. Now I'm not saying I was the celebrity crush, but I was on the PowerPoint. Okay, stick with me. And then him and his friends, they're on a boys trip. They're in another country at a party hostel, and then I walk into the party hostel because I'm like traveling around and stuff. His friends is like, oh my god, I think that's giaalysebusiness. And then his friends are like, wait, what? Like that like TikToker or YouTuber that you like? I think that's her. And then he's like checking my social media to see like if I posted that I'm like there in that country, but I never post my location in real time. So he's like, oh, like maybe that's not her and stuff. And so like the entire time he's like super nervous. He's like trying to work up the courage to like talk to me because he's like, oh my god, wait, like this is low-key my celebrity crush. Like how do I approach her? Like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this opportunity actually presented itself. And so he's like trying to hype himself up and everything, and like da. Then eventually we like end up talking, right? Because it's a party hostel, you know, you're supposed to socialize, and I don't know who he is, but we're like talking and stuff, and it's good. And he's like, oh, like, do you make like TikToks or YouTube videos? And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, like I really like your content, I really like your channel. I'm like, oh man, that's so great, like awesome. But we're like just naturally like hitting it off anyway. Slowly we're starting to fall in love. Now this is taking place over several weeks, okay? You know, when you're solo traveling or when you're traveling with a group of friends, sometimes there's like leniency about like what you're going to do. So like we somehow end up traveling the same path, because a lot of times people like change their plans to like keep hanging out with someone, or if you like break away for a little bit then come back together. That's what a lot of people do when they're traveling like very popular routes like Southeast Asia, Central America, yada yada yada. He really likes me as a person, but like obviously he has like a crush on me. I like this girl so much that I don't want to lose her. Like I don't want to make her feel weird or uncomfortable like saying that I like her. And then in my head I'm like, oh my god, he's a supporter of mine, like he watches my TikToks and videos. Like I don't want to make him uncomfortable. I don't want to push a relationship, dating onto him if he's not feeling that same way. So we're both like in this limbo where we both like each other, but we like can't tell each other. We clearly like each other, but we can't tell each other, and it's like a slow burn, and it's great and it's awesome. Obviously we end up happily ever after together. But watching her on YouTube, I don't even know why her specifically got me thinking. I think it's because I'm vlogging right now, so now I'm one step closer to that being a possibility. Also, even though I have my sandwich, you don't have to worry about me chewing. I'm not gonna be chewing on camera, or if I do, I'm either gonna mute it or just like not show it, because I know some people don't like the sound of chewing. Don't worry, I got you. I'm your ratatouille, ratatata. Oh, what a great little daydream. Like whenever you're traveling and like staying at party hostels, you feel like you're on Love Island. A new bombshells into the villa. Oh, I can't wait. Meeting new people, silly adventures, going to new places, trying new foods. It's great. It's riveting. It's exciting. And that's why we need to focus on UGC, so we can make the money, so that I can zoom, fly like a bird. Oh my god, did I ever tell you? No, I didn't, because this is the first YouTube video. I was Tammy the T Rex. I was a T Rex. I was in a play in high school, Tammy the T Rex, a coming of age story about a girl who's part T Rex. Guess who was Tammy? This girl. Literally the whole plot of the play is that this girl, or like this like part T-Rex, part girl, is like bullied by everyone, but then her crush pretends to like her, and then she thinks he likes her and stuff. And then it turns out it was just a prank by the entire school, and so then at the end she like kills everyone at school and she ends up in juvie. Spoiler alert! Can you believe that? I still have the script. Maybe one day I'll act it out for you guys. Like the year before we did Our Town, and I was the narrator. Like how do you go from Our Town to Tammy the T Rex? Because Our Town is very much slice of life, takes place in like the 1800s or whatever. Life, death, wow. Now I'm not gonna put the audio over it, but tell me, do I chew my sandwich weird? I feel like I'm a little... Just like I never finish hobbies, I also never finish notebooks. And then I found this notebook, and I'm gonna be using it just for like personal uses. But I used this when I don't know how old I was, but I think sometime in my like preteen or teenage years. And like I just have like a bunch of like quotes with Nico and Reina. I don't even know why I put them together. Like they're not, like they don't get together canonically, and like the frigging, I think I like their friendship. This is like from Heroes of Olympus. Oh, I know what scene this is. This is the end of the Mark of Athena, very end, which leads to the 4th book in the Heroes of Olympus series. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, obviously. But now we're just getting into random Pinterest quotes. I mean, they weren't Pinterest, they were Tumblr quotes. I don't know what's more tragic, that I keep looking for you wherever I go, or that you're never there. Why did I highlight? Is this still Percy Jackson, or is this just like random sad quotes? I'm confused. Why is this here? My heart broke piece by piece with every word you left unspoken. I don't think this is what love is supposed to feel like anymore. Who would have thought that the ocean I saw in your eyes was really a hurricane, and that the warmth I felt in your arms was really a forest fire? I don't understand what I was doing here. I'm kind of confused, to be honest. Because like some of these are like happy quotes, but then some of these are like really depressing. These are so stupid. Anyway, well, moving on, go into the blank page before you open up the dirty window. And now we're going to use this to write down what I should do for a morning routine to get myself out of a rut and get my life together. It came full circle. You didn't think I was going to come full circle. Now did you? Did you? I wrote down the things that I wanted to accomplish. So UGC, edit YouTube videos, upload to TikTok, read, workout. Oh my god, did I not put workout? Oh, there it is. And so I thought I'd just like block out my day like morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll just do it then. I don't think I'm gonna set an alarm, because every time I set an alarm I just feel so tired. I have to like take an afternoon nap for like 4 hours. So I'm like, why even do that? I'd rather just get up at like 10 or 11, and just be awake for the rest of the day. I'm doing my hair right now, and tell me, would this not be one of the best acts of service ever? Someone just does your hair for you. Let's say you're like coming home from the club and you're drunk, and you know how like sometimes like when you're coming home from drunk from the club and you're like, I don't want to do anything, like someone who takes off your makeup, does your hair, makes sure you eat. Acts of service. Acts of freaking service. Or if I'm just like tired one day, just like braid my hair. You know who would do that? Ryan Shea and The Right Move. If you love acts of service and you love books, read The Right Move. That's the only book you need to read. This man is so acts of service. For example, they went to a barbecue. She's vegetarian, and she just assumed that she was just going to eat like vegetables or just like some side platters. But you know what he did? He packed veggie options for her without even asking. They live together in like a forced proximity type way, and she loves her coffee cold. And so every morning he makes her iced coffee, but he puts it in the fridge so it doesn't get watered down. Little acts of love like that are just so to be loved is to be seen. I don't know if me actually trying this out is going to be another video in itself or if it's going to be added to this video, but if it's going to be its own video, thank you so much for watching. I know I'm looking crazy, but honestly, if you stay to this point, I can look crazy. It's fine. We've crossed that threshold in our relationship. And if we're just continuing this vlog, then I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow regardless. It doesn't matter. Either way, I'll see you tomorrow.